So I hope y'all can hear me too. I'm gonna be behind the scene. Yes, there's a switch, and you can pass your microphones around. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for watching. And woohoo! Great, awesome. So I have a couple questions for you guys to answer, if you care. We have like 10 more minutes. It's 7 p.m. now. Wanted to finish around 7:15, so I've got some questions for you. Just staring at you. Okay, so I'm going to start with Marta. We haven't heard your voice yet, so please say something about yourself. Then I'll start. Yes.
Hello, my name is Marta Sanchez.
Yes.
I'm from Spain.
Yes.
Living in New York for 10 years now.
Ooh. Nice. I've been here for 10 years too. Yeah, that's great.
Nice.
I'm just trying to fucking turn this up, bro. Where am I? 6. Cool. All right. Cool. So the question here is, have we all met each other before? Yeah. You guys know each other. Yeah. Great. Awesome. So, great. When you see other piano players play in like a jam session or like you go see a concert, what would you really like to listen to? What do you like to pay attention to? Yes. Start.
I know this album. I used to keep it on just on repeat. Because of a lesson that I had with a student yesterday, I kind of revisited some Oscar Peterson, and I was just like, because it's always gonna be good. So once you put it on, it's like, once you put it on, you're gonna like, oh man, there it is. So it was like it's a solo album. Some of my favorite things are my favorite instrument. It's like volume something, but he does like Take the A Train. Because he would always play like standards that once you get professional, you're no longer to play. All of a sudden, like you can't play Autumn Leaves anymore. But you listen to the great Oscar Peterson plays, and he murders it. And so it's like, why can't I play that? Transcribing it. So a good forever I would always do is Oscar Peterson, but a lot of times I'm checking out some of like my peers and what they're writing and like their music, because they write dope music.
Well, I will agree that I like to check what my peers are doing all the time. But this year has been a little bit the year of Jerry Allen. I've been listening to her a lot. Yeah, most of my favorites are Homegrown and Twilight. And these are my favorites. And then I've been listening a lot to Sandra piano solo, because I actually, honestly, Sandra piano solo is killing. He's really killing. I actually never check him out a lot, but I listen to the orchestra and everything. But he has like solo piano records that are really killing. You guys should listen to him. He has in some radio, WKCR, I think it is, and playing standards, really, really good. I mean, kind of like the vibe of Jackie Bayer. And
Cool. Well, that's nice. I would like to check out the Marvin Gaye standard. Never even thought about he would be doing that. That's crazy. And Sandra, I would love to listen to that. And Oscar, though, whenever you go back, kind of it's so undeniable. He's so undeniably good that just, yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so I really wanted you guys to talk about your projects, because all of you are my favorite band leaders, composers. Addison fucking slayed his, he played his tunes, and I was like, bro, what was this, Yes. So I would love to hear. Yeah, let's start from Willerm this time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We finished recording the Delisfort project. Finished recording our latest album. We're just getting one last track mixed, and then it's off to mastering and then printing it. So it's almost out. So it's some of the songs that we've all heard on the Sundays when we would do our fellowship, and maybe a couple new one here. We got strings and guitars and organ and piano, singers and trumpets and trombones. No trombones, sorry. saxophones, bass clarinets, oh my, and myself, and I'm somewhere in the middle of that. So yeah, keep an eye out. I hope. I'm proud of this one, so I'm hoping that you all will enjoy it. So, which one are going? Sure.
Okay. Hold on. All right.
Okay. Meet me at camera 3. As Mickey mentioned, the tunes that I played were, the second tune, At Times You Remind Me, is actually a tune with vocals. It's a duet. My wife, Tahira Clayton, and another vocalist named Mike Brunn sing it together, and it has like a totally different kind of R&B groove thing. So I tried to go somewhere else with it. And the first tune is from a batch of tunes I wrote this year for a trio date, a recording session with Ben Wolf and Terry Angoli. So that'll be hopefully out like early next year is the plan.
Nice.
So.
Cool. Thank you.
I also have a record coming out. It's coming out in February. It's with Roman Filiu and Alex Lore and Rasan Carter and Alan Menard.
Nice.
And it's coming on February 25th, 25. And I'm excited about it. And also I recorded some piano, prepared solo piano that I don't know when it will come out. I still have to listen to the takes, which I recorded like 6 months ago. I didn't listen to the text yet, but it will happen at some point.
Cool. Nice. Thank you. Do you all have one more question time? Do you have time? I know you have to leave, Addison. Yes. Yeah, Addison goes first. Someone asked, do you ever get that, quote, quote, I made it feeling? So someone asked. So let's go, Addison. Let's hear it.
I think you have to kind of revel in those moments that feel good like that sometimes, because Lord knows we got enough of the moments that test us. So I think like I always describe to people, like when I first moved here in New York, it's like riding a roller coaster. Like you gotta go down to get up, and you gotta go up to get down. It's so I think as long as I think it stays in check to some degree, it's good to you can feel like take pride in those moments, but of course know that you never made it to some final destination in the music, because that never ends. So
yeah, it's like when you're working on something, the journey into trying to achieve that one goal, you realize there's 15 other things that you need to work on. So once you get to that goal that you finally made it, you realize you got 15 other things. So you start on the first of the 15. Then once you accomplish that, you realize there's 20 other things that you need to work on. So you see the process as it just grows. So like as far as you made it, like no, but you have to like take pride in the fact. I've been living here for 12 years. 12 years worth of rent. It's very high rent. That's why it's so high. I don't know. And been paying taxes. So the fact that I can do that, I take pride in it. So yeah, I'm surviving, but yeah, 12 years of rent though.
I guess my answer is a little bit similar to William. It's like I don't have that feeling of I made it in the moment, never ever. But if I look back, I was like, oh, I had this goal, or I wanted to do that in the past, and I did it. If I look back, it's like actually I'm doing some of the things that I really wanted to do or whatever. But this feeling of I made it to work. I don't know.
We're humble, but don't push us though.
Well, it's important to know that we're still here. Yeah. We made it through the pandemic. It's pretty beautiful and then thank you so much for gathering today. Y'all sounded great, and thank you for hanging out with me. It was so much fun. Before I go, I have to do the important announcement that I need your donations. I can't. It's there. The camera's there. Yes. These three pianists are amazing working musicians, and they had really, they were nice enough to show up to my apartment today to, grace the stage. So I really appreciate y'all watching and like, listening to all, four, including myself, 4 different piano players today. So please donate. Without your help, I can't keep it going. So please do that. And then all the money today goes to all of them. So please consider donating me so I'll be able to compensate them fairly. Thank you. And thanks, Keep Up, for your support. Without them, I cannot keep it going. So thank you, Keep Up. And yeah. All right. Addison, if you have to go, you can go. But yeah, I wanted to ask you, like you two, if you want to say something about, I really wanted to ask one more question. So like, I'm going to keep asking you. What do you think about jazz education? That's really what I wanted to get into today, because I really want to make a series of a video talking about jazz educations with my peers.
Okay. I just want to acknowledge that even Addison said, "Oh, hey," as he walked away. He said, "Oh, hey, the curveball." I think jazz education. We're at a tipping point right now where, due to COVID, where a lot of folks who were in the academic sphere are not coming back. Whether they're just too old or they just don't, it's too dangerous for them or whatnot. And some are at a loss because, they're not coming back. But at the same time, some are at a benefit that they're not coming back. Some folks are, if I'm going to keep it real, you're just collecting a paycheck. And I can understand. Yeah, I understand. Your rent is $5,000 and the gig pays such and such. So it's like, I'm not letting this go. But we're at a situation where some more of the younger-ish musicians, are being hired. So like a couple months ago, all over Facebook, it's a picture of someone. I just want to announce that I'm now teaching at such and such. So like, that's a good thing. So I think it's going to get better. But it could get a whole lot better now. So. Don't fire me.
Yes, I agree with everything you say. It's tricky, the jazz education thing, because this music people didn't learn, by going to school. At some point, because, yeah, in the 60s, Herbie and all these people went to school, right? So, and yeah, that's what you say. In a way, it's a good opportunity. If some good musicians, some masters are teaching, it's a good opportunity, and to be in contact with them. But anyway, it's tricky because the environment is not the ideal to learn jazz, right? Anyway, the environment of school is not like the way people learn. I don't know. You guys were talking before that in some improv lesson, the kids didn't play the instrument or things like that, right? So it's kind of like how,
So, things like that things like that is what our goal is to try to change and get better. And I think it will get better because more conscious musicians are picking up the academic torch, and they're still touring, they're still performing. So they're still experiencing the best of both. It's a lot of extra work. But it's nice, because the students, they like that. Where were you this weekend? I was hitting with such and such. And the funny thing is, all my students, all I hear them say is y'all names. One of them was like, "Man, I really like Melanie Charles," and I was like, "Oh, that's a homie." Another was teaching a history class was like, "Man, I love what Emmanuel Wilkins is doing." And I was like, "Oh, that's a homie." So it's. I think it's going to be for the better. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. So you think that our colleagues have started teaching in those institutions now, so you feel like things are going to be better? Because usually, I'm not going to name a school or name names, whatever, but the people who don't play ended up teaching at those schools, right?
Yeah.
So those people who went to such school, just who did you study with? And da da da. And I was like, who the fuck is he? It's okay, but he was a great teacher. That's cool. Cool. I'm sure he's a great teacher, or they are great teachers. But just I always feel oh, that's not the real experience.
Well,
do you have any comments about that?
Some of the musicians that are teaching now are, I feel like we're all in the same generation where we used to hear the term those who can't play they teach, right? But we all grew up with that mindset of like, why would I want someone who can't play to teach me? Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? That'd be the last thing those who can't play they teach is like, that's horrible. Why would I want that? So I'm seeing a lot of like brilliant musicians in my generation that are great musicians, and they went out their way to learn, how to properly be able to tell you how to position your fingers on the bass, how to hold the drumsticks, how to like properly like how to properly warm up or warm down or stretch your vocal cords. So like now they're educators. So the goal is to make sure that they don't get jaded and they keep that passion and that love. So, we stay on each other's back. Hey, man, you going to class? All right. What you got going on? Teach me something. So it's gonna be dopeness.
I mean, I don't have that experience because when I was in Spain, I was taking private lessons with musicians I wanted to learn from, and then. I did my master at NYU, but also at NYU, all my teachers were musicians that I also, like, they were all like musicians that I admire, so that was different. My experience was different. But when I was studying like classical music, I had that experience. Like most of the people teaching classical music weren't like playing, and the two that were playing and they were composing were the teachers, the only teachers I learned from, and also you feel the energy and the passion and the, and the everything,
Great. Okay. Yeah. So you both teach, right?
Yep.
You both teach, and do you enjoy teaching? It's gonna be the last question. Do you enjoy teaching?
I do very much. I do enjoy teaching very much. We all have 3 phases in life where we're young and we're just soaking up all the information, and then we're somewhere in the middle where we're just performing all that information. We're exploring and learning how to master this information that we got. And then the later part, which some of us starts a little bit early on the later part, because we're still young, where we have to like disseminate the information that we've accumulated throughout the years. So I think it's fun. I love music. So talking about it or explaining it or sharing some information is great, I see how like the Jehovah's Witness feel like when they come to your door. Hey, can I tell you about the second? Like, nah, man. Hey, man, let me tell you about a secondary dominant real quick. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think my experience teaching depends on the student a lot. Sometimes like I enjoy it a lot and I like, commit myself a lot, but if there is no response in the other side, also I teach a lot of kids, and some of, it's different because you're just teaching them where they see something like that,
Yeah, I'm actually curious, like, what do you think, like, what's your experience, like, teaching younger generations, younger kids, like?
It's same thing, even if they are kids, some of the kids are like, depends also, the experience like depends a lot on the kid and how they are response to music, and I mean depends a lot on the environment they are, the parents, everything. It's like a lot of things like are involved when you are teaching kids, but when they are like in a family that they love music and they listen to music and whatever, it's always a pleasure. It's so easy, they learn super fast. It's like great. And then there are environments that the kids are like forced to do things or things like that, and then you are like fighting with an education that is not the ideal, and it's like, no, please don't force them, let them enjoy. Just like doesn't matter, it's better that they don't practice, just like they have to love music. But you can't like teach the parents how to educate their kids.
Right. Have you taught like younger kids too, Willerm?
Yeah. For a while. I mean, since like my first teaching gig while I was in high school were with like like
high school.
Yeah, I've been doing for a minute. We're like like elementary kids, middle school kids. We're a little bit more patient with the younger that they are, because you have to understand that this kid is not going to understand all this right now. Right now they're thinking of Pokemon. It's just. C minor is not. C minor is not number one in their life right now.
C minor.
So you just try to like you try to connect with them. And sometimes you also feel like you're a social worker. How are you doing today? You know, what's going on at home? You
Yeah,
know?
tell me, like, are you a therapist or something?
Hey, you know, I mean, last year during COVID, you know, with like our high school student, it was all online. So, you know, the whole what's the blue screens and the fatigue. So they're tired of being on Zoom all day. So when we get to like band, it's just kind of like you see them, they turn on the screen, and it's just the most saddest face, like, you know, and you would talk to them like, hey man, just what's new? What's going on with you? You know, just let them talk because they need to let it out because they can't get on the instrument and bang on the drums, you know. So sometimes you feel like a therapist the younger they are. But once you get them grooving, you know, once they do this, you got them good.
Right. That's interesting for sure. Yeah, cool. So tell me, so this is going to be the last. Tell me where you're applying next. What you want to share to the people who are going to be watching. Well, I'm going to keep this streaming until Monday night, next Monday night. So if you have something either after or like whatever, you know.
What's tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow I'm with Wayne Tucker at Canary Club.
Hey, that's who Addison is playing right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
Addison just left to play. Well, I'm just going to show the empty organ seat. Addison's gone. No. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, Addison's playing with Wayne Tucker, I think. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, there and Monday I'm putting a bunk bed together. Exciting. At home. At home, but it's going to require the whole day because the kids are going to be running around. Oh. They're not going to be helping at all. They're probably going to be working against me with taking things that they shouldn't. So Fridays, put a bunk bed together. So Papa Delisfort, domestic.
Yeah, life. Papa Delisfort. That's right. Yeah, so where are you playing,
Marta?
From
here to Monday, you say?
Yeah, I'm going to keep this until Monday. Yeah, so if you want to say
from
something.
Here to Monday, and I'm playing Friday at Barbès with Oscar Noriega, Cristo Ordini, Jason Nazari. I'm playing Saturday with Claudia Teber at Hermana.
Oh, nice.
And on Sunday, I'm doing a jam session in Brooklyn. I'm not doing it. I'm just in the house band.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Happy Halloween,
yeah, happy Halloween. That's crazy. Is it at Bar by You or?
No, it's at Bar Court.
Bar Court?
Yeah.
Cool.
You been there?
Yeah, I think I've heard of it. Not sure, but yes. All right, everyone, check them out. Willerm Delisfort and Marta Sanchez. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm enjoying hosting like this. The talk, it's really fun. So I think I'm going to start doing this interviewing thing because I love that like feelings like, oh shit, that's a good question, you know? Yeah, it's really fun. So I think I'm going to do that. If you think of anything, just feel free to comment and let me know what you have enjoyed and blah, blah, blah. Don't forget to donate. Next week, I'm going to be back with Tivon Pennicott and Sebastian Rios playing the bass. We're going to play the music of Sonny Rollins. So, but before that, please check them out online, social media. You have Instagram? Yeah. Instagram, Facebook, artist page you have? Yes. Twitter? Yes, all the good stuff. So please check them out. And thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great night. Bye-bye.